get up for my breakfast. Sit next to me, pour myself a cup of coffee, pour misery. Think nothing more than our time, and it's all right, I go. You can live in a past good, past is gone. Well, you can live in a past good, past is gone. Well, you can live in a past good, past is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Rhode Island Ram right there, man. You're all right basketball, you're all right football. Put your hands together. Come on. Everybody gather around that Ram guy. That's Joey Sullivan on the drums. Joey's from Newport, Rhode Island. Give it up for Joey. This is on our third CD together. We played this on WRIU radio. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Baby, you don't love me, and I know. Baby, you don't love me, and you show. But I'm cracked up over you. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna love you. Yes, I am. Come on out, dance. Baby, you don't love me, and I know. Baby, you don't love me, and you show. But no matter what you say, I'm gonna make you stay. I'm gonna love you. Oh yeah, all the time. Knowing all the time someone else is on your mind. And when you hold me tight, it makes everything alright. But I'm wrapped up over you. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna love you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, fellas, give it up for the All-Star Band, everybody. Come on now. Nice shot. Baby, I didn't mind you staying out all night long, as long as I know that you are coming home. But I'm cracked up over you. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna love you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm cracked up over you, baby. Oh, yes, I am. You got me going crazy. Yes, I am. But I'm wrapped up over you. There ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna love you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Put your hands together just like that, everybody. Come on. Everybody. Come on, Chris. Well, honey, hush. You know you're talking too much. Honey, hush. You know you're talking too much. Listen to your conversation. Just about to separate us. You start talking in the morning. You're talking all day long. I haven't figured out. Hey, come on, put my On one show. We're near the sea. This is Rhode Island. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's some good old soul music for you. Something by Sam and Dave. It's going to be sung by Gary and Raj. Does anybody have a Dell's lemonade out there that I can have? I'll pay for it. And give it up for these beautiful guys in the band working hard for you, man. John Abramson on trumpet, Brad Klyla on trombone, Barry Fleischer on saxophone, Joey Drums. Joey Drums, I like that. Joey Drums on the drums, everybody. Richard Rips here up with us, a URI alumni, Rob Nelson, and Matt McCabe.
I don't think he does.
He's an old soul classic.
But maybe later.
I want to make you work, man. sweet baby. Well, all road, baby. Well, all road, baby. Well, all right, baby. Well, all right, all right, all right. I said, bye, bye, baby, bye. I said, bye, 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 baby, bye. I said, goodbye, darling. Goodbye, baby, I'm gone. So long. Yeah, all right, all right.
Hey, make some noise with this quad.
We love it, Rob, when the young folks love this music, man. There's a little sugar going out to you guys. We're going to feature the whole horn section. Come on now. Hey! We get some more people in front of the dance floor. Come on up to the bandstand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yeah. Horns! Get on those horses, come on. Come! If you wanna see my baby, man, that's so fine. Love in the morning, every night. On my mind, it's a sugar coat love. It's a sugar coat love. She's a real dog, baby, I know. Baby, tonight. Well, I don't have to worry about money. Don't have to worry about home. Don't have to worry about anything. Baby, goodness knows she's a sugar-coated love. She's a sugar-coated love. She's a real dog, baby, I don't
cold hot. She's a sugar-coated love. She's a sugar-coated
Someday your name will be in lights. Johnny, be good tonight. Go, 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 go. Go, Johnny, 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 go, go, go. Yeah, Johnny, be good. Thank you.
Most of you are here already for the long haul, we know. It's great to have you all here. We're going to interrupt the music just for a few minutes to make a few remarks welcoming people here to our Founders Day celebration, and including all of you, which we're delighted to see. And we thank whoever was in charge of the weather after the last couple of days. I want to thank all of our alumni and friends and business and community members, faculty and staff, and especially our students. This is your last break before finals, so enjoy the afternoon, that are celebrating our 125th anniversary and Founders Day. I would like to thank our ROTC group for their service, but especially for providing many of the activities around here today. And they are always a great contributor to everything that we do. And I want to recognize two alums that are here today, representing our Congressman, Stuart Malik, a 2014 alum, representing Congressman Langevin, and Wilton Madeira, a 2011 alum, representing Congressman Cicilline. Many of you were probably on the quad when we kicked this year off in January on a much less nice day, and I'm happy you're here again. In 1888, Kingston Postmaster Bernie Helm joined Jeremiah Peckham Jr., Thomas G. Hazard, and other South Kingstown citizens to raise $5,000 to purchase the 140-acre Oliver Watson Farm as a site for the Agricultural Experiment Station and school. In a few minutes, you'll hear from Haley Green, a descendant of the Oliver Watson family and an alumnus of the University of Rhode Island. And I'm also honored to recognize Ms. Beverly Perry, who is here today and celebrating with us. Beverly is the daughter of Millard Fillmore Perry, one of the university's founders. Beverly is a proud URI alum, and I just want to have you join me in recognizing her, please, with a round of applause. I think we can all be certain that the founders of this university could not have contemplated what exists here today. And they could not have guessed at the breadth and depth of this fantastic university. But I know that we're holding true to their vision for how to serve the people of Rhode Island and the nation in a common quest for knowledge and a commitment to enriching the lives of our students and our communities. To acknowledge these citizens that made this all possible for each and every one of us, as well as the state and federal funds that provided much of the other land that comprises the University of Rhode Island today, we are celebrating Founders Day. In 1892, the agricultural school became Rhode Island College, of Agricultural and Mechanic Arts, and then later Rhode Island State College, and now the University of Rhode Island. To celebrate the original occasion, the students borrowed a cannon from a local Kingston resident, and unfortunately the last round of powder lit by the students proved too much for the cannon, blowing a hole in the side of it right over there. The cannon, Old Ben Butler, the cannon's nickname. Today, it rests on our quad. Those very first students here at the University of Rhode Island certainly managed to leave a monument and an impression that has stood the test of time. And our students here today are doing the same. The innovation, the research, and creativity that characterize the University of Rhode Island are making a difference throughout the world. Here on this beautiful quad in the town of South Kingstown, in the village of Kingston, we remain today a small, beautiful place with really big thinking. And we have, throughout our history, had a great relationship with the town of South Kingstown. And I want to recognize a few representatives from the town who've joined us today. The town manager, Stephen Alfred, is here. He's a URI alum and widely regarded as the most experienced and capable town manager in all of Rhode Island, although Steve himself would never admit that. It's probably due to his longevity of service, as well as all the talent that made him a great URI student. We also have town council member Bryant DeCruz with us today. Bryant, thank you for joining us. And we have the chair of the town council, I think, as well, Abel Collins. And Abel, if you could join us today, we look forward to your remarks.
All right, thank you, everybody. It's a great honor to be here and representing the town on Founders Day. It's remarkable, of course. I think the town councilors who initially gave $2,000 to match what the citizens had come up with to found this university could never have imagined the return on investment that we've seen over, more than a century. Personally, I grew up in South Kingstown, so URI has been a fixture of my life growing up. I think it's the same for every townie. We all have our own stories about URI and how it fits into our lives. For me, I think back at the end of 7th grade, I came here for an engineering summer camp, so that gives you that type of idea of the type of person that I was, sort of a nerd growing up. So I appreciate very much the academic atmosphere that you bring to the town here. I think a lot of people come here to enjoy the presidential lecture series, enjoy continuing education. I think the university has an immense impact in our local community through the cooperative extension and the other services that you offer to the town and to the state, really. I think that without URI, our economy would suffer. So thank you for all the business that you bring to our local stores. I think we wouldn't be the same without you, and I appreciate it very much. I can say that the rest of the town feels the same, and I'll keep my remarks short here. I'd just like to thank you again and introduce our next speaker, Dr. Michael Sullivan. He is the Faculty Senate President. Dr. Sullivan will share a few words with us regarding the incredible talent and academic excellence that the university's faculty provides to our students. So, thank you. Enjoy this wonderful day.
Thank you all. It's truly a surprise to be here today. I just finished my last class of the semester, was walking back to Woodward Hall. I thought somebody else was filling in, but here I am. I'm also surprised to stand here for the few minutes that I have and remember the first time I was on this campus was 1963. Now I realize for many of you that is ancient history. I have been part of this community formally for almost 45 years, which the president reminded me that was 1/3 of our existence as an institution, and I informed him I'd retire soon. But it is a pleasure to represent the faculty. It's an honor to have been the Faculty Senate Chair for the last year. It's an honor to be a graduate of URI and to have come back here as faculty. The best years of my life, the best emotions, the best experiences that I've had in life have been affiliated with this institution. As I travel around the world and see URI grads making a difference, it is truly a prideful thing, whether they are former students, current students, former colleagues, current colleagues. It's a marvelous institution. I'm happy you're here today. Enjoy the party. Zip line for me. And I think I am asked to introduce and go back even further than but it's my privilege to introduce Haley Green. Haley is her great to the 6th grandfather. She's a descendant of the Oliver Watson family, who were kind enough and thoughtful enough to get out of farming and turn their property into an educational institution, of which I think we're all proud to be part of the community. So again, my pleasure to introduce Haley Green.
Here we are, in the middle of the beautiful quadrangle of the University of Rhode Island, surrounded by the oldest and most stately granite buildings on campus. Their very permanence and ageless qualities makes them seem like they've been here forever. But 125 years ago, this place was very different. The century before last, this campus on the western slope of Kingston Hill was my family's farm. With unflagging hard work and determination as their only constants, generations of farmers and their families carved a difficult but successful life from 150 acres of rocky, wind-swept land. Among the crops and livestock, they built their family homestead, once standing in the quiet rural solitude, but later in the heart of a bustling, sprawling campus. That home still stands today. The Oliver Watson House, the old white Georgian house just down the hill from the library. The austere white house built in 1796 seems strangely out of place on a modern college campus, but it harkens back to the early days of the university as an agricultural school, built on the site of a working farm. I am struck by the irony that the oldest and most enduring building on campus is not an imposing granite edifice, but a humble dwelling hewn by hand from the trees that stood here over 200 years ago. Today, I encourage you to take a hayride down to the Oliver Watson House to see what life was like there before the university. I am a sixth-generation descendant of the Oliver Watson family and a 2015 graduate of URI. How curious that I, Oliver Watson's great, times 6, granddaughter, should return to this very same place to find my success in life too. I can't help but wonder if his daughter, Sarah Watson, at my age and pondering her future, could ever imagine that her children's children's children would return to her farm, walk in her footsteps, or feel the same biting wind that blows relentlessly up the hill. She certainly could never have imagined we would be remembering her or speaking her name here today, nearly 2 centuries later. South County began as a unique agricultural region with large commercial farms supplying urban Newport and Providence and providing an unending stream of export goods for ships sailing to the southern colonies and West Indies. Knowing the importance of agriculture and aware of the effects of the Industrial Revolution, Rhode Island farmers realized the importance of understanding the science of agriculture and its mechanized future. In 1888, the Watson family sold their farm to the state for $5,000 to establish Rhode Island's Agricultural Experiment Station and Agricultural School. 4 years later, the name became the Rhode Island College of Agriculture and the Mechanic Arts, with a first graduating class of 17 students. Expanding well beyond agriculture, its name was shortened to Rhode Island College in 1909. By any name, the school continually grew in size, fields of study, and academic depth. In 1951, what had once been an agricultural school became our University of Rhode Island. As the university adapted to changing times, so did the Oliver Watson House. Since becoming part of the university, the Watson House has served as a women's dormitory, a fraternity, a men's dormitory, a tea room, and a nursery school. Today, it stands as a museum of early American life and a reminder of the university's humble roots. If they thought about it at all, the Watsons probably hoped they would be remembered for being hard-working farmers or for the quality of their crops or livestock. They would never know that the real harvest of their beloved farm would be learning, innovation, and an abundant crop of dreams and hopes brought to fruition year after year after year. Thank you.
I'm so dead. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. So what I got, the hard way, I got to make it better each and every day. So honey, don't you fret. You ain't seen, baby girl. I'm sitting here. I'm a soul dead and woman. I'm a soul dead. I'm a soul dead. I'm a soul dead. So what I got, the hard way, I got to make it better each and every day. So honey, I don't you fret. You ain't seen, baby girl. Nothing yet. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. He's so glad. He's so glad. I will go and pull you in. I'll give you hope. We are only boyfriend, yeah. ice on this quad. Come on, ice. How you doing, my friend? Let's get funky, shall we? Are we ready to hear this band kick? And one of the best blues guitarists on the planet, Rob Nelson, play a little guitar. Wanna buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Be a downside cheaper, start riding a bike. They're making milk out of powder. Got the babies crying. Think about that. Rent's going up higher. Got the parents lying. Well, it's a real mother for ya. Make you want cover. And when you look, you will discover, yeah. Real mother for ya. Hey! Step back! Gonna go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Everybody, dance to the real mother for you. Yeah, it's a real mother for you. Yeah. Look out! Hey fellas, let's get out of here. My goodness! Too cold, blooded. Hey! Hi! Let's stop here at this gas station and get myself a couple of hot dogs, a couple of soggies, and a Dell's lemonade. Hey! And a cabinet. Let's sing, everybody. Well, it's a real mother for ya. Well, it's a real mother for ya. Well, it's a real mother for ya. It's a real mother for ya. Yeah. We're gonna do a few more songs. The band is actually blues based, so we try to mix it up a lot for you guys. This is a great song. I'm gonna feature the horns, the piano, the whole band. We recorded this song 15 years ago, when all you URI students were just like what, 5, something like that, 6. This is a good thing to go through in your life and think about, because there's a lot of fools out there. But a good fool is hard to find. Come on now. Steve, this is for you, man. She looked at me real cool, said, Roger, you ain't nothing but an overgrown fool. I'm gonna leave you behind. Now baby, I'm gonna tell you that a good fool is hard to find. Now baby, if you leave me, it would hurt me to my soul. I just can't understand why, baby, that a woman could be so cold. But a good fool is hard to find. Take a lesson from me, baby. A good fool is hard to find. listen to me, baby, I think you should be told. When they made your your daddy. Somebody went and broke the mold, but a good fool, hard to find. Take a lesson from me, baby. Good fool's hard to find. Man, and on that bass guitar, man, silent but deadly, our spiritual leader, Papa Dick Sousa on the bass. We haven't done a night. This is a beautiful song. I love singing. I love singing this with the horns. It's a great song by Mr. Van Morrison. Something called Into the Mystic. We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. The bonnie boat was one, and we sailed into the mystic. Oh, and I hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. Cold blows in, I'll be coming home. Yes, I will. And when that foghorn blows in, but if you don't have to hear it, don't cry. Wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Together we will flow into the mystic. Let the horns play. The All-Star Horns, ladies and gentlemen, come on. song for you guys. I want to do this for Joey. Can we sing this together? It's only one note. And it's only one vowel sound. Do. Is that a vowel? Jackie Wilson said, if you read her tea, kind of love you got, knock me off my feet. Let it all hang out. Oh, let it all hang out. How you know? I'm so wide up. Don't need no coffee in my cup. Let it all hang out. Hey girls, let it all hang out. Watch this. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Da-da-da-da-doo. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile, when you smile, when you smile, when you smile, and when you walk across that room, makes my heart go boom, boom, boom. Let it all hang out. Hey, let it all hang out. There are times you look that way, honey child, you made my day. Let it all hang out. Baby, let it all hang out. Watch this. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Da-da-da-da-doo. Everybody, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile, when you smile, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. When you smile, one more time. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.